Hello everyone and welcome back. So today we're talking about Without Remorse. Briefly, the premise of the film: seeking revenge for the murder of his pregnant wife, Michael B. Jordan uncovers a plot that threatens to engulf the US in war. And to be honest, I went in with very low expectations and I was happy. I was fine with it. It's the perfect kind of Friday, Saturday night movie. It's like a Netflix and chill movie. And so that's not to say it didn't have its issues, but I don't know, I was thoroughly entertained and I was okay with it. So let's just start with what I liked, which was Michael B. Jordan. And watching him become an action star has been very interesting because for me, he will forever have a place in my heart because of Fruitvale Station. That was the movie that convinced me that he could act, that he was a very talented character actor. And there's a lot of actors like that. It takes a certain type of film. I remember with DiCaprio, it was Blood Diamond. That was the movie that convinced me he was really good. But yeah, after Fruitvale Station, I said, okay, this guy is really good. And I do think he brings a level of emotional maturity to the role. So the first half of the film is very good. It's very well paced. And I think you can see it in the way he kind of presents the character, because there are moments where he's pissed off and you're pissed off with him. And it makes the action scenes all that more satisfying because you can't wait for him to kick someone's ass. You're kind of like, okay, I'm on your side. And again, he's very good at the nuance, you know what I mean? And I think he should get credit for that. So I think he fit the role. I think he kind of brought a level of maturity to it. And again, the first half of the movie was great. The action sequences really help him because they're very well choreographed. And he sells it very well. There are certain scenes, you're watching him and you're like, that's not believable. But the way he presents it and, you're like, yeah, that was badass. I'm totally behind this. So in that regard, it was really great. And then we get to the second half of the movie and it just falls apart. You know what I mean? And because the storyline is so pretentious, it's almost so convoluted in a way that you're like, what? I get what they were trying to do, but it almost takes itself a little too seriously. And this should have been more of an ensemble cast. And because Michael B. Jordan was doing all the work, they had so many supporting actors. They had Jamie Bell, they had Guy Pearce, who was just totally wasted. They had Jodie Turner-Smith. They didn't have anything to do. They were just like, you're wrong, you're right. There was just nothing for them to flex. They were just kind of there to support him. And so they were totally wasted. And a movie like this either needs a very simple plot line, like Taken, where you're like, this is so badass, or Equalizer, which, I think Equalizer was a fun-ass movie. It had really great replay value, but my point is that it never loses engagement. You're always kind of, what's going on in the movie. You never kind of go, huh, what are we doing? And then in this movie, the plot kind of loses you. You're like, what are we doing? What? And as distracting as Michael B. Jordan was in terms of his ability to hold his breath underwater, it kind of deflates. It's deflating. So you get to the end of the movie and these twists and turns, they don't really hit at all. You're not even disappointed. You're just neutral because you don't even know what it means. You're like, I don't know what this means, but I guess we're gonna have a second movie. So again, either this movie needed a very simple plot line or it needed to be just less convoluted. You need to invest in a bad guy, they needed to give Guy Pearce way more to do. And they did all these things where they were trying to trick you in terms of who was really, behind all this, but it was just kind of wasted time, especially for a movie like this. Less is more. Just let us turn our brains off and let us know who did what at the beginning so we can, anticipate the end, right? And then I think the action sequences would have been that much more enjoyable if we kind of knew who the bad guy was, if they got more to do. So again, I think as a franchise, it has potential. I think Michael B. Jordan is very good. I think he doesn't get enough credit in terms of character acting because it's been a while since we've seen him in a Fruitvale Station, But he's only one man. He can't do everything. And so they need to give people more things to do. They need to invest in a bad guy because he was here and the script kept everybody here. So you need, someone like Guy Pearce could have really matched his energy, and that would have been badass. If he was really they kind of invested in the writing and let him be a bad guy, that would have been amazing, And a movie like this, you really need polar opposites. just to build that anticipation. So overall, I enjoyed myself. If you have Amazon Prime, just watch it. You know what I mean? This is not a movie, like this is a movie you'd watch in theaters on like a Friday night with your friends, like, and then you just kind of leave and do whatever it is you were going to do afterwards. Like, in terms of replay value, it doesn't have that replay value because, again, the storyline just became kind of sank it a bit. But overall, I had fun. You know what I mean? Like, watch it. You're going to have a good time. Don't think too hard about it. Like, have a drink. Like, just chill out. Don't, you know, it's going to lose you at some points. But again, you have these like action sequences that are kind of mesmerizing that you kind of forget what the hell it is this thing was trying to do. So enjoy yourself. Let me know what you think, and until next time.